talk about, working with Steven Nelson there, because he bigs you up a lot, as far as like you making a difference in his career right now.
Yeah, man, Steve is let me tell you a funny story about Steve, okay? So when Steve was in the Army, and every now and then he'll come home and he'll train, and he'll spar Bud. Back about 10, 11 years ago, we didn't have really no sparring for tennis. So Steve would come in, while he was on break from the Army. And he never really said anything to me, but I watched him train. I was like, oh, man, this dude is good, man. Dang, I like this dude. And, we'd be like, how you doing? How you doing? And then so he'll go back out to Colorado Springs and then, win all these national tournaments. And then I'll hear about him. And he was like, man, that dude was in the gym a couple weeks ago. I said, that's that dude? And it's like, yeah, man. Your brother be like, yeah, that's that dude, man. I thought, man, that dude ain't bad, man. And then, kind of go on. Then we needed, when Bud fought Prescott, Breeze Prescott, we needed a place to go for camp. And it just hit me. Hey, man, call your friend Steven. He's out there in Colorado Springs, and that's elevation out there. And so Bud called him. Steve hooked me up with his coach, Lev, he's the Army coach. And then once we got out there, they good buddies. And I'm like, they spar all the time. And Steve never really said nothing to me, while we was in the gym. And so I noticed he was, like, cutting everybody's hair. And so we fresh into town. And I'm like, damn, I need a haircut. Where can I go get a haircut? And then so one day I was like, hey, man, can you cut my hair? He's like, yeah. All right, okay. So I'm waiting around, 1 or 2, 3 days go by. And this dude said he was going to cut my hair, but he didn't. So another week go by. Hey, man, can you cut my hair? Like, he'd be over to the house, the camp house. Can you cut my hair? Yeah, man, I cut it. No problem. Oh, okay. All right, okay. So I talked to one of the coaches, and I said, man, that dude don't like me, man. He said, why you say that? I said, because I keep asking this dude to cut my hair, but he won't cut it. And then so finally, he walked in the door one day, and we at the house. He come in with this big-ass suitcase, right? And everybody like, whoa, what you doing, man? What you doing? He said, man, I'm about to cut BoMac's hair. Like, what you doing with that big-ass suitcase? He said, man, look at all that nappy-ass hair on his head. Oh, man. Hey, so he cut it, and then he said this to me. He said, man, dude, this is like a project. You got to cut a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. Break. I was like, oh, man, I'm sorry, man. I just don't like going to barbershops. And so I remember telling him that story. I was like, man, I didn't think you liked me, man. He's like, no, man, I was just, I don't know, I was just kind of feeling you out. But, Steve is one of the most self-sufficient fighters that I've ever ran into. Now, and like with me, I like to go to like all the workouts, swimming, the track day, the running day. I like to go all. Even though we train it at home, I still like to go to those workouts to try to see how the guys are doing. But Steve, he'll take it up on himself. He'll go and he'll call you before we're supposed to be there. He'll call you and say, oh, I got my run in already, or I already got my bike ride in already, or something like that. Or it's that day for him to swim. And then you got to kind of cut the gym short because you got to be like, all right, y'all got to get out of here because, we all about to go up to the water. He's like, no, man, I don't know what to do. I don't need all you coaches up there. I can do it myself. And I was like, oh, man, we just, he's like, I understand and I appreciate the moral support. I'm the one in there fighting. I know that if I don't do the work, I'm going to be a chance of me losing. So I'm going to work hard. Okay, all right. But, you can still go. But Steven then turned to, like, my son, man. That's like my son. He walked in the office one day. He was like, man, you're like a dad to me. And we kind of laughed it off, but that really meant a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when he would turn pro, he turned so many people down. he turned Jay Prince down, man. He actually turned Jay Prince down. He said, Bo, go talk to him for me and see what he got to offer. And so, you know, I talked to Jay a little bit, came back, and I told him what Jay said. You know what I'm saying, man? I'm just like, damn, I'll take the deal and shit. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, shit, man, you can do that. I was like, I know, man, but, you know, you asked me to go talk to him. And so, you know what I'm saying? Now, here he is. Shit, 16-0, WBO, rated number 7 in the world. I think we did a pretty good job with Steve, man.